Everybody, what's going on? Birch Video 573 coming at you guys with another video. So what is it like owning a high mileage F-150 5.0 or 5.0 really in general, especially these first gen 5.0s? So I think one of the things that a lot of people seem to have issues with on some of these 5.0s is oil consumption. And I don't know what some people have done to combat this per se, but I know what I've done since I bought the truck. I bought this truck with 233,000 miles on it. So yeah, I bought it with a lot of miles. And this was back in January of this year, 2021. And it now has 254,000 miles and some change on it. And what I've been doing ever since I've got this truck, when I do the oil changes, because I do the oil changes myself, is I put a little bit of Lucas in it, which is, I'm sure as some of you guys know that do your own oil changes, it's a really like heavy duty, high viscosity, very, very sticky oil that is used in a lot of vehicles that have either high mileage or they got like ticking problems. It's used to kind of fill those gaps a little bit, those wore out like resistance gaps and stuff like that. And I've actually seen some videos online that says that using oil kind of like that or something, you know, close to that is actually really good to use in Fords and 5.0 specifically that have an oil consumption problem or high miles, because it can fill up those tolerance gaps is what I meant. It can fill up those tolerances and help the engine, you know, last longer. I know that's what I do, and I don't have any oil consumption problems, any oil leak problems, or anything of the sort like that. And like I said, this truck has 254,000 miles on it, and it's so far it's doing phenomenally. It's doing everything I've needed it to do. I mean, I've put tunes on it, and I've ran the crap out of it on the highway. I've done some races with it, and it's been holding up really, really, really good. A lot better than I thought it would be for a high mileage 5.0. Another one of the issues you guys might find in a high mileage 5.0 is gas mileage. As you can see, mine is showing a strong 13.9 miles to the gallon. Now, that's off a little bit because I've got a bigger size tire on here, so when I get on the highway, I get a lot better than 13.9. But in town driving, that's probably accurate, because I have not been going to work for the past month because I've been in training, and so I've only been driving around town here local to get lunch and pay bills and stuff like that, and I'm not driving for 30 miles away like I have been to work previously, so my gas mileage has slowly dropped. One thing that I have done to kind of somewhat combat this was, when I got my truck tuned, you can see the miles there. When I got my truck tuned, my tuner, he tuned it for premium fuel. Now, I can run a regular unleaded, 87, 89, stuff like that, but it's better to run 91, 92, 93, E85, stuff like that on it with this tune. And it actually did improve my gas mileage. And another thing that improved my gas mileage was whenever I had gotten my truck tuned, and this was a while back, and then I was noticing that I was getting 13.8 miles to the gallon, even going to to work and stuff like that. And one thing I did was I took the throttle body off. And this is something that you guys can do. It's very, very easy. I think it's a 9mm, I want to say. And either an 8 or a 9mm, I'm pretty sure. 4 bolts to take the throttle body off. Unplug it, of course, because it's electric. and you got to make sure you keep the O-ring on the back of it, and just clean your throttle body off like the butterflies. That's what I did, and I noticed a huge improvement in fuel economy. Like, I gained 2 to 3 miles to the gallon on the average until now when I've been driving around town, of course, but it did great for me. Now, one of the other things I did do too to this truck is I did a muffler delete, where I kind of had my dad do it more or less, and I had showed you guys a video, as one of the previous videos I've made, where you guys could hear the exhaust. Well, now, not only does it have the muffler delete, it's got the resonator delete too, so it cackles a lot. It sounds a lot more like a Mustang now than it would than a regular F-150 when it's cold especially. But I notice when I get out on the highway, I'm not picking up any speed. I'm just kind of on flat ground, easy going, not a whole lot of wind. I've actually gained, you know, maybe half of a mile to the gallon. It's not really enough that you can really tell a difference just by looking at the instant fuel economy meter. But I noticed on the average, driving back and forth to work, I did notice about a 0.2 to a 0.4 difference in my fuel economy, which I was not expecting. I was actually expecting my fuel economy to get worse because there was less resistance or less back pressure on it, which means I was going to lose just a slight amount of torque, which I did on the low end, but it picks up more in the high end, so I actually kind of like it a little bit more, and I like how it sounds too, which I'll show you guys right here. So I'm sure, as you guys probably could tell, the truck didn't sound a whole lot different from a regular 5.0 with exhaust or a muffler delete of some kind. But I think part of that is probably because I put that exhaust tip on it, which you guys I'm sure seen. I got it off Amazon. I don't remember what the brand was, but it's just a 3-inch inlet and a 5-inch outlet. And I think it said it was 9 inches. And all I did was cut the exhaust back to that curve where it was welded, you could see, and me and my dad put it on there. We just kind of tack welded it because it's got a bolt and a screw that you can twist in there to tighten it up. That's kind of it. And like I said, a lot of that stuff is probably not going to be based off what some people are going to run, because as you can see, I've got 3 15/70 17s. It's the same size tire that a Raptor runs. So that's why I said the gas mileage is going to be a little bit off on it. And like the gauge on there that says the gas mileage is going to be a little bit off, but not too far, because like I said, 35s, I mean, and a leveling kit, it's windy. This truck catches a lot of air going down the highway. All in all, guys, that's probably going to wrap it up for this video. Like I said, high mileage 5.0. Really the only big thing I can complain about is gas mileage. The only reason I can complain about that is because my previous truck before this was a Chevrolet. They got about 22 miles to the gallon, and it was tuned as well. So it's going to be hard to get that out of any 5.0, really, especially with these body styles and older. So basically, the only thing I can tell is I can understand why for almost 50 years the F-150 has been the #1 selling truck in the nation. I love this truck, I really do, other than the gas mileage, like I said. Other than that, I really can't complain. It's got a lot of room. It's nice. It's comfortable. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I might buy another one. I don't know. Who knows? But only time will tell. But that's going to do it for this upload, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure you give a thumbs up and you subscribe. I will see you guys in the next upload.